Alright, timestamp. It is November 2nd, 2025, 1:30 a.m. This is a good day. I just got up a little while ago. I've been smoking a cigar, uh, drinking some coffee, and looking over eBay. I only sold one of the lots that I put up the way I normally do it. Alright, yeah, we're going, gentlemen. Calm down. Calm down. Ooh. It's supposed to be in the high 50s. That's, yeah. Feels good, actually. Kind of trying to get back to the this is how you do it roots. Typically, when I was doing eBay more full time, which is what now I'm starting to try and gear up into doing. Okay. Escaping Illinois is always more complicated than it needs to be. We're working on that. Oh, okay, so normally when I was doing the buying selling thing on eBay in a more professional way, I would list said item as a 7-day auction with a low bid, high buy it now, just to kind of gauge the market. And then if it didn't sell, I'd relist it as a buy it now, going somewhere in the middle. So I just did all my relists. I had a bunch of stuff die with watchers, which lets me know that the item is interesting, but maybe they either forgot. The burn barrel is still warm, but doesn't look like it's smoldering. Maybe a little bit. There's a little bit of smoke coming out, not much. Maybe they forgot the auction, or because it's really easy to watch something and then go, oh, crap, that was going to end at 3 o'clock. And, you look at it at 4:05 and, nobody bid. I could have grabbed that, Been there. Oh, it's a nice night. Eventually we're talking about moving to Minnesota or Colorado or something like that. And I've been places where you could actually see stars. Harder to do here in Florida. A lot of it's so built up. It's better out here than it is at George. But still. Pretty. Pretty. But I know there are some people that don't bid on auctions because they don't want to get into a bidding war. They're not interested in that. But they'll watch the item, So I did all my relists. Sold one of my Doctor Who lots. So I'll be getting that ready. But I had 3 Doctor Who lots roll. Had some Scooby-Doo lots. Doing basically the overstock from what I purchased throughout the week and last week. And I'm going to be getting some more up. I've got a bunch of packages in today. Almost too nipply for me in just the tank top. It's walking the line. Nice. It's nice though. Just not into the 80 degrees and humid. Apparently with the COPD, that's not a good idea anyway. So, we're not going anywhere while we're still dealing with the hot garbage, which is my parents' estate, I guess. And Pix has urged me that even when we can, not to sink a whole lot of money into this house. we're going to be moving, which 6 months, a year from now, we'll see. I don't know. But, yeah. Here's Scrappy. Alright. You were begging and wanting to go outside. Got some people watching one of my Among Us lots. Asking me a couple questions about it. So I've got a bunch of like Among Us figure lots too. Make some coffee. Or fun size if you're watching Kathy, making Kathy. I know you're probably still not doing that great. Get well, girl. It was a good day. It was a real good day. Alex, my girl, came over. We did cake, brownies. There were presents. I put together gift bags for everybody. Dad did good. There were quite a few surprises that made some people smile here and there. I like that. I'll get you your cookie here in a second. I'm trying to get some coffee going. Tanner's still MIA, so. Who's eating mud? Because, yeah, that's what we do. Right? Very confusing. I want to go outside. You gonna pee? No, I need to eat mud. He's a dirt junkie. You may move. Thank you. We're gonna do some Dunkin' Donuts, vanilla. I'll put you down over here for a moment. Hang out on the stove. That's one thing I've noticed. The camera adds like 5 pounds. I understand that girl complaint. I always look like I've got like a pot belly thing going on. I'll drink a lot of beer, you know. Exactly, right? Makes me very self-conscious. I think it's just the camera angles and the camera itself. I'm actually fairly fit. But yeah, reviewing some footage here and there, I'm like, my belly's not like that. What the? I'm feeling so insecure. I'm feeling so insecure. Now, I'm not going to be so stupid as to like write in donuts with Sharpie, but I've heard that works. You can alter reality that way, just with a Sharpie. My condolences to anyone who's getting snapped currently. And I definitely don't look down or judge anybody that does. We used Snap for years. There was a time that I was the only one working, which is not a bitch at my, at my world. It's my girl who's staying home with our autistic son, who was very complicated to get assistance with for, because we're in Florida, and there are times in Florida you are not allowed to be autistic it would seem. And we also had, as Popeye would say, an infink. And from a housewife mom standpoint, that's complicated. So I was the only one working. Again, that's not a, my wife is lazy. This is reality. Because we did the math on a lot of it. And we were going to spend more money with childcare than she would bring home in a paycheck. Because Florida. So it just made more sense to, why don't you stay home and do the kid thing? Because that doesn't cost us money, and we're not going to be putting our kids at risk, thrusting them into the arms of a stranger that may or may not hurt them. Does that make sense? So, yeah, no. SNAP, EBT, that was our friend. And they did make it painfully difficult as far as, like, every 3-6 months having to re-answer the same questions and jump through hoops and all that. And they'll send out, this is my favorite thing that they do. So they'll set up an interview that you have to attend, phone or in person, for the 10th. And they'll send out the paperwork on like the 7th, notifying you that if you miss it, you got to start the process all over again. And you're guaranteed that you'll get the paperwork by maybe the 9th or on the 10th itself, or sometimes like on the 12th. I love that game. When you get a letter in the mail saying that you have to attend an interview that was 2 days ago. It's cute. It's cute. It's efficiency there. But it is efficiency, I think, to a degree, because I think part of the point is to make it so hard to qualify and or get across the finish line that they don't have to pay out. It's part of the plan. It's like doing a deal with the devil kind of thing. So yeah, I will never villainize anyone who utilizes programs like that. And it's one of the things that you pay into, your sales tax and the various things that you do pay as a citizen or as a non-citizen. And by the way, non-citizens don't get most of the benefits that are out there. That's just the other side throwing propaganda out there about how we're funding illegal aliens. That's not actually how that works, guys. It's in the books. We can't do that. So even if we were fighting for it, it's actually against the law. But hey, good propaganda. But yeah, no, we utilize a lot of programs. Alex got SSI here and there too, because having an autistic kid, you won't trade him for anything. But financially, it can be a complicating thing. It does limit you at large in certain areas and circumstances. It just does. So, I mean, there are programs out there that can help. Well, maybe not now, but once upon a time, there were programs out there that could help. But sometimes they made it very difficult to qualify for them, which, yes, you want to make sure that people aren't committing fraud and all that. Most of those programs, they've done studies on that, and the fraud level is like less than 2%. Less than 2%. And they will try and tell you that the fraud is rampant and it's taking billions of dollars and all that. It's just BS. 1 out of 50. 2%. If you're not good with percentages, that's 1 out of 50 people that are getting it or that make claims, whatnot, are full shit. 1 out of 50. Meaning the other 49 people are legit. That's not rampant fraud. And here's the thing, if you figured out that it's 2%, if you've been able to quantify that, Then you go out and you go after that 1 out of 50 people and stop trying to pretend the whole system's broken. Ta-da! You've isolated down to 1 out of 50 people. Great. Prosecute them and quit with the nonsense with the other 49 people. I don't know. That just seems simple to me.
Maybe I'm just not very smart. Mama said I could figure this out if I tried real hard.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Take it and go. And you, little guy. Here you go. Yeah. Little shit's growing on me. Can I walk? Is it really necessary for you to stop right in front of me? Can you walk and chew jerky at the same time? Not really? Okay, well, thought I'd ask. It was a scientific study. He about malfunctioned, trying to, like, walk forward and... You alright, Scrap? You get through the exam? But yeah, I don't know where that little snap rant came from. Been seeing a bunch of stuff on the news, that's part of it. I love the false choice that's going on too. I am going to say something about this. We can't possibly fund SNAP and the healthcare demand. My understanding is there's a $5 billion fund already set up as a backup for SNAP that just has to get authorized by the White House. And apparently there's another $22 billion or $23 billion in some kind of discretionary fund that they could allocate for that because they've done it before and they're not. So it's very much a false choice. It's you can have one or the other, you can't have both. But the bottom line on this is you can have both. You can have both. That's a choice. It's extortion. Is it extortion or no? It's not blackmail. It's blackmail when you have evidence or something on someone and you're threatening to release it to people. I think it's extortion. I think legally that's what it would be called. Yeah, something like that. I don't know, I'm just a simple country dork. This should be a mixed lot from hell. Got very creative in the packing materials. But that makes sense to me to a degree because there should be a fair amount of stuff in here that is all over the map as far as what it is categorically. This I think I paid $60 for total. Some of this I'm not even sure what it is. But some of this, there's a whole bunch of Transformer stuff in here. There's some G.I. Joe vehicles, which it's like a bunch of Hess vehicles too. There's like 3 or 4 different like racing cars and things from Hess, which I know there are people that collect that. Hell, my dad's got like 3 or 4 of the Hess trucks, which, whatever. Green light? I don't know you. I know Johnny Lightning. I don't know green light. It just popped up on in my search feed. I want to say because there was a Mystery Machine and some Scooby figures, which is what caught my eye. And then I looked closer at it and went, well, I can make some money on that. Wow. What the hell? What are you doing, kid? I'm very confused. This seems... When you let the 3-year-old wrap Christmas presents, this is what it looks like. This right here is what it looks like. Yeah, it's funny. So my girl was looking over some of the preliminary stuff I've got set up. So we're talking about the fact that we were talking over cake and coffee and all that. It was very nice. Yes, I still like my wife. I'm sorry. So she was looking at what I've got going on display-wise. And we were talking about the fact that we're not really collecting, we're collecting to play, but we're not hoarding. Because we're both there, mindset-wise. And she saw what I had going on with it. I think he got smart and put the Scooby stuff inside it. Yep. You're a genius. Oh. So she saw what I had going on with the Scooby stuff. Okay, this is a bunch of the figures. And she was like, you know, I could use a couple Scooby figures in my life, actually. And I was like, what would the little girl like? You can sit on my lap and tell me what you like. And because we're just complete and total dorks together, she did not get on my lap. The kids were awake. But she's like, I could deal with a Velma and a Shaggy and a Scooby. Maybe a Mystery Machine. It's like, okay. Are there any monsters or bad guys? And she's like, no, not necessarily, but I think I need a Velma, Shaggy, and a Scooby, and maybe a van, maybe a Mystery Machine. So I was like, I can do that. And she's like, oh, okay. Will you get out of that? Heck, stop helping. I'm hearing Hex playing with the plastic bag beneath me. Okay, this Mystery Machine. The interior stickers are... The top one looks great. That's a rat's nest, pretty much. But I'm not worried about that. I'm not going to be doing the fold-out playset thing. This is mostly, you know, as a set piece, just the van, not necessarily the interior of it. So I may clean the floor of the Mystery Machine. It's like Shaggy smoked out and had a party back there. That's my theory. I'm sticking with it. I'm gonna put some figures in there for her. I've already got figures, you know, a few. I already got a Shaggy, a Scooby, and I went ahead and pulled out. I got another Black Knight in one of the other lots that I got. I've got like 3 Black Knights. Keeping 2, I'm going to throw one of the Black Knights and one of the Headless Horsemen her way. Just because you gotta have a couple of baddies. She may or may not care, but if she hands them back to me when I give her this, okay. This is me worried. If that happens, then I don't know what I'll do with the Black Knight. I still might keep it just because the other, it was so hard to get a hold of. But the Headless Horseman will just wind up in a lot. There were some figures in there, and that's... Ooh, yeah, I want to look at that. Okay, this lot was kind of all over the place. It's another one of those Velmas. This is what I'm about to say. It's nothing personal. There's like 2 or 3 different Velmas for the different years and whatnot. This is the one from... Is it Character Options? It is Character Options. You're banged up too, pain-wise. This is going to sound so rude. I'm so sorry. I do not like her face. To me, that's not really Velma-ish. I mean, it is, but it's just not... I don't know. Hello. Are you an actual Harry Potter or something? Snowy Owl. Oh, you're a Safari. Okay. Safari Limited. Safari, S-A-F-A-R-I. They do a lot of plastic molds, whatnot. PVC Army Men style figures. And the sculpts on them, the molds are usually pretty damn good. And it's usually like $10 for, they come in a tube typically. Like a plastic tube. There'll be like 8 or 12 figures in it, and you'll spend like $10-15 for them. But they've got like fairies, pirates. I mean, they've done quite a few different things. They do animals as well. This is a Safari Snowy Owl, which you're welcome here, but I don't know why you're in a lot like this. Kind of strange. I know they didn't ask me. There were a couple of Back to the Future figures in here. Is that supposed to be Biff, maybe? I think they're done by Funko Reaction, I think. Yeah, Funko, yeah. The Reaction figures, they did a... they've been doing it for quite a few years now, a 3 3/4, like Kenner Star Wars size, retro style figures, and they've been going back and doing all kinds of stuff. Okay, you are a George McFly. That makes sense to me. Between the hair, the facial sculpt, I can get in there good. I mean, the way they used to do the old Kenners and whatnot, that's about as close to a Crispin Glover as you're going to get with that mold style. That's pretty cool. I love George. George McFly. And as an actor, I think he's very underrated. That's got to be Biff. And look at the height. That's got to be a Biff. Make like a tree and get out of here. Got another Scooby. Tend to get one of these Scoobies like in about every lot, which is not really a problem because I'm putting them in the lots that I'm putting out. So I'm not going to give my girl that Velma though, because I think even she'll look at the face and go, she looks wrong. Because we both grew up on, you know, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You, and Scooby-Doo Meets the Globetrotters, and Batman and Robin, Laurel and Hardy, and all that stuff. If you're a Gen Xer, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's Batman and Robin. Hello, kids. We are trying to track down some serious villains. It's the Joker and Penguin. I love him. He always sounds out of breath. Commissioner. Oh. Sorry, I just went for a run. The Riddler, yes. But Crispin Glover, maybe not so much now. I don't know. He's got a new movie coming out that looks really freaking cool. Looks very Kafka-esque or whatnot. But maybe even now. But back in the day, would have made a hell of a Riddler. Would have made a hell of a Riddler. I really wanted to see that happen at some point. Oh my God, he would have been a brilliant Riddler. That is possibly for one of the G.I. Joe vehicles. Likewise, it looks like a ski tread of some sort. You are NASA rocket. Maybe a Hot Wheels accessory of some sort. Feels plastic. That's plastic. I do not know. But that's why Al Gore invented Google Lens, right? It's probably one of the G.I. Joe vehicles. It's thorough. Making this kind of like a demented Christmas thing. Ooh, I'm so sorry for anybody in headphones. Sorry. Tiger Force. Hello. So, may not be complete, but there's a lot of the gadgety goo going on here. That's nice. Yeah, going on. See, color-wise, I have a feeling it's probably something here. That looks like it's been snapped off, so it's got a damagey thing going on over here. But again, I paid $60 for the whole lot because I'm looking at some stuff that I'm going to keep, and it looks. I was hoping I'd get I couldn't tell what the two Back to the Future figures were. It just said Back to the Future, and I recognized the color palette. So I was like, I'd really love a Doc, I'd love a Marty, but a Biff and a George, okay, that's fun. Alright. So it says Tiger Force on the side over here, which will help me isolate what it is. I don't know the G.I. Joe stuff as well. I did pick up some G.I. Joe stuff back in the day, but I used it with my Star Wars. Mostly the accessory packs. A couple of little playset things too. Because as I have mentioned, there was a Kmart within biking distance of my house. The Kmart typically had a pretty good selection of that stuff. This is why I paid the $60. I mean, Mystery Machine, some Scooby accessories. This is the 1989 Turtles Party Van, which I'm sure I can get my money back on the lot. As it looked like, it may not be complete, but it looked like it was in pretty good shape. One of the other G.I. Joe vehicles. which, if you do the collecting, selling thing, G.I. Joe vehicles by themselves can be a thing. I did no research on this. I just saw the price, saw it was a very fresh. That is a replacement tire. One of these things is not like the other. Those aren't the notes, but man, I appreciate you jumping in. This is why you don't let Raphael drive. Right here. So, oh, shit. It's about to hit George McFly in the back of the head. No, that wouldn't be the first time, right? Biff and Matchstick and 3D, they're all going to laugh at him. Look it up. Okay, so that goes in last. I'm gonna break it. And I also did not really get into the turtle stuff. Mickey, don't hate me. But you know that. You already know that about me. But I respect the hell out of the fact that you're a huge fan. His real name I'm going to use. I'm just going to use Mickey though. It's a rather brilliant, actually, tattoo artist down in Manatee County. He's the one that did my ink. And he doesn't know this yet. Maybe he does. I mentioned it to him once. I'm going to be doing something over here too. Once the dust settles on all of this, I already know what I want. I got to get with him and actually describe it, because I know him. He'll sketch it, get back to me in like a day or two, and go, "Is this what you were looking for?" And I'm gonna look at it and go, "That's exactly what it was. You read my mind." He's brilliant. Yeah, this is simple. This was nothing for him, but he was excited about it because he's like, "Ooh, I get to do like a classic Americana." He's like, "Man, I never get to do those anymore. That's cool." All right. True story. But yeah, it's got some balls to it. This is what they made toys, seriously. Kinda. From 1989, TMNT Party Van, which I'm not saying this is worth $100, but I should be able to get 20, 30, 40 for it pretty easily. Because turtle fans out there, they only made so many of these, and a lot of them are destroyed by now. So you pick this up, and then you start trying to get the pieces to go with it. It's all part of the game. But base unit, even some of the stickers are still intact, at least faded. But 1989, and they sell a lot of. You can actually look them up online. There are like sheets already laid out with the stickers. You can reprint. Are they original, authentic? No, but they look good because they're new. So that's not too unusual a thing. You see it with the Star Wars vehicles and stuff too. Like the control panels, they'll sell. You can either buy patterns or sometimes you can just find them. You can print them on your printer at home. Yeah, that's in pretty good shape. I have seen much worse. So yeah. And again, there's another vehicle there. Yeah, I got some stuff to work with here. Cool. So yeah, but that again, I paid. It's fine. So yeah, no, I paid $60 for the lot, and I'm keeping Biff and George. A couple of Scooby things here and there. A lot of it I'm reselling. Mystery Machine, like I said, I'm trying to clean it up and throw that my girl's way. And I paid $60. If I were to predict reselling wise, with all the different pieces and all that, 130, 150 by the time everything sells. I'm spitballing, but between the G.I. Joe vehicles and the party van, I've got the makings for, I've been doing like 4-figure lots on the Scooby-Doo. I got a couple of Freds, a Shaggy, that Velma. I don't like the face on that mold. I just don't. Don't hate. I just don't. X is moving around. Let's see if I can actually get at it. Out of the way, Peck. There you are. I'm gonna take a beat and get it out of here. Stop that. Slow that. Slow that. I need to start transferring, because I've got Scooby figures set up in that cabinet there. I'm going to start transferring them to the top of that one over there. Hi, everybody. Let me get through. Thanks. I'm going to show you what I mean. So going from a classic Scooby-Doo, Where Are You standpoint, yes, I have standards. Not many, and I know that. So this is the Velma that I just got in that I disagree with, almost on a spiritual level. And this is the other mold that I'm talking about that I've kept one of. That is significantly different. And this is a lot more original Scooby-Doo Where Are You looking, in my opinion. This one, honey, I'm sorry. I don't know what they did to you. So, this one, yes. This one, we're just going to put you over here. We don't talk about her. Hang out with Bruno. This one, right here. This one. So yeah. Let me know what you think on that. I don't think it's just me. Why? I'm good. I'm alright. Okay, fine. I'm fine. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here. I'm gonna get back to work. I'm gonna put a very good-looking Velma, who in the china cabinet over there was being stalked by the Wolfman, as it should be. And I'm going to put them up top real quick with the Mystery Mansion and whatnot, because I pulled her out, so I need to go ahead and at least put her up there. And I'm going to figure this stuff out and might do some photos and price them and get them online. Something like that. We're hopefully doing a garage sale. It's 2-something in 7 hours or something like that. We're probably going to start a garage sale Sunday afternoon. See what happens there. Because, you know, we have stuff. Anyway. It was a good day. It's a good day. And make it a great day.